I do value the comments that people make about my videos and about the subject matter, which is my business model of selling covered options. But based on a lot of those, I'm not sure I'm really communicating what it is I do. The must read, and it's down in the description section, is the transaction set. That's the model that I created for my business model, which over a decade now has worked very well. First and foremost is I don't trade options. I create options. I do that by selling option contracts short, meaning that I don't have the contract. I sell the contract, which makes me responsible for making good on the contract should the buyer exercise the option. This means that I start by selling puts. I keep selling those until they're exercised, which then places in my portfolio the underlying stock, which gives me the material, if you will, to cover calls that I sell. I keep selling calls until they're exercised, and that completes the transaction set. Now, there's two factors in play here. One of them is free cash flow, and the other is the generally accepted accounting practices concept of profit or loss. I'll address the profit or loss first, since that's what most people are most comfortable with. Essentially, I've got to collect enough revenue from the sale of the option contracts to cover the spread. For example, let's say I'm selling put contracts at $7. So I collect a premium when I do that. And let's say it's the stock's put on me at $7. Now I've got the stock in my portfolio, but now the market is such that I have to sell, set a strike price of $6.50 on my calls. Well, that's a 50-cent spread. So the premiums I collected on the put side plus the premiums I collected on the call side have to exceed the spread, which is pretty easy to do. I mean, that's not rocket science. That's just when I set my strike prices and my ask prices, that's what I'm aiming for. But free cash flow is better in terms of the cash that's being thrown off. And the difference fundamentally is that on generally accepted accounting practices, profit and loss, everything is marked to market. That is the current market value of the underlying stock. Whereas free cash flow is based on the replacement cost. Now, sometimes that works out to be the same. But more often than not, it's not the same. Plus, I may sell, like last week, which was a great week. I had 14 put contracts that were not exercised, collected a premium of $680. And that's all profit anyway you slice it. Free cash flow, whatever. So I'm a merchant. I'm not an option trader. The only advantage, if you will, from trading options is that you can be highly levered. That is, a small amount of cash, if the market goes your way, it can yield a big percentage of profit. Of course, if it doesn't, then your losses are limited to what you paid for the options to begin with. So the people I think that really only come out well in the long run trading options are people who are doing it to hedge a particular position in case the market goes against them. But I never have traded options. To me, it's well, I don't want to discourage my customers who are buying these options. Keep buying them, keep trading them. But anyway, the transaction set is something you really need to study because revenue is accumulative, whereas a profit and loss on a given option trade is just a one-time deal, you know. So, but anyway, I just thought I needed to mention that. I've mentioned it repeatedly throughout my videos, but I want to dedicate this entire video to that, the fact that I'm a merchant. I'm not a trader. I just want to sell a product for which I can collect revenue and make a decent profit. I'm not aiming to get rich overnight. I just want that steady income, steady. Because it's really all about the income. All right, please read the transaction set presentation. It's if you understand that, you can make some money, and if you follow it, you can make some money, or at least do as well as I do. This is not financial advice. It's not trying to tell you what to do with your money or your investments, but I want you to understand what I'm doing and what has worked for me for well over a decade. In the background is a boat on the Gulf of Mexico. I think that boat left out of Port Richey for a day trip. Always something to do here in Florida. My only regret about Florida is I didn't move here sooner. All right. Have a good day. And please subscribe. I'm trying to build my subscribers up. I'm just a bit over 100 subscribers and a long way from my 1,000 subscriber target. So if you find this useful, hit like. And please read the transaction set.